Wild Africa, the silent cleaners. In the wilds of Africa, there are silent warriors. They do not boast about their strength and do not make noise, but they perform a crucial function that maintains the balance of nature. They are the cleaners, the guardians of life, and the silent heroes of the ecosystem. Even though they are not widely known, their role is indispensable. Let us discover the world of these wild scavengers, warriors who protect life by caring for the remains and traces of death in this untamed nature. In the midst of the sun-scorched savannah, where bloodstains are blown away by the wind before they dry, where life exists through death, a slow, silent figure appears. No one calls them hunters, no one honors them as symbols of bravery. And yet, day after day, the marabou stork walks through flesh and ashes in the blazing African sunlight, silently gathering what the world has left behind. Unlike proud birds of prey, the marabou stork has a strange appearance, a retracted neck, a bald head, sparse ash-gray plumage, and a limp red throat sac dangling like withered jewelry. Its appearance is not beautiful by human standards, but it does not need to be beautiful. It needs to be effective. It walks forward with long, stiff strides, as if each step is carefully placed between life and decay. Its legs are long and thin, designed for wading through shallow water and walking across dry ground. Its large beak is powerful and slightly hooked, perfect for tearing through tough hide and pulling out hidden scraps. Only when the vultures have disappeared, when the hyenas have gnawed away most of the meat, does the marabou appear. It is not in a hurry. It has learned that patience is rewarded. Its meal consists of what is left over: tendons, intestines, dry skin, things that nobody wants, but that should not be left lying around either. The stomach of the marabou does not contain as strong acids as those of the vultures, but it has other qualities: patience and opportunism. With its large mouth, it pokes around in the deep crevices of the carcasses and pulls out hidden remains from under the bones. It does not waste energy fighting for fresh meat. It waits for the scraps, and it thrives on them. Its bald head is a survival advantage, as it prevents blood and bacteria from becoming trapped in feathers. This is not a defect. This is a perfect design for a job that no one wants to do, but someone has to do. Eliminate death so that life can continue. In the evening hours, when the sky above the savannah seems to be on fire, the marabou can be seen standing alone in the open field. Its shadow falls long on the burnt grass, silent and lonely, but in this loneliness lies a fierce will to survive. It does not hunt, it does not fight, yet it survives through silence and wisdom, leaving the best to the strong and surviving with the remnants. The marabou stork is not just a bird, It is a symbol of a little-noticed but terribly effective survival strategy, using death to preserve life. It is the night watchman of the savannah, the dust collector of flesh, the last being to leave a place of death, so that everything can begin anew. If the savannah is a great stage of life and death, then the hyena is the most controversial figure. It does not have the proud appearance of a lion, nor the mysterious elegance of a leopard, nor the supposed majesty of a carnivorous bird. The hyena is said to be cowardly, a thief, a straggler, but upon closer inspection, it becomes clear that all these prejudices overlook an irrefutable truth. She is a survivor and an indispensable cleaner of the savannah. Hyenas are not only carrion eaters, they are also skilled hunters. In particular, the spotted hyena, the largest of its species, hunts in groups, works together strategically, and can even kill large prey, such as buffalo or zebra. Their coordination is remarkable. Their persistence is unmatched. Their success rate is among the highest of all African predators. But their special role lies not in hunting, but in utilizing the remains of life. They have the strongest teeth of all mammals. Their biting power is enough to crush even thick bones, when only skin, tendons, and bones remain of a carcass. When the vultures have already moved on and no ants have arrived yet, the hyena kneels down and takes on the difficult task that no other animal can accomplish, crushing bones and sucking marrow, consuming every organic remnant. It can digest almost the entire body of a prey, from meat and skin to fur and claws. Nothing is wasted. A hyena's stomach acid is powerful enough to dissolve bone and kill harmful bacteria. It is a walking recycling plant, but hyenas do not just eat everything. They keep the savannah clean. Without them, carcasses would remain lying around much longer, attracting flies, bacteria, and potential diseases. Rotting remains, from an old lion to a dead elephant calf or an abandoned buffalo, are completely consumed by hyenas. They are the sanitation workers of the wild. Evening descends over the savannah with a red light and fine dust floating in the air. In the distance, the antelopes have sought refuge, and the dry land is filled only with the sounds of insects and the remains of a day's hunting. In the center of the depression lies a male lion next to the remains of his prey. His large body breathes slowly. His eyes are half closed, as if he is resting, but his ears move gently at every sound. Suddenly, the ground vibrates slightly under steady footsteps. A hyena pack appears. Each one emerges from the dust of the grass. Their typical posture includes bowed heads, raised shoulders, watchful eyes, and cold gazes. They do not immediately pounce on their prey. That is not necessary. Hyenas do not win through strength, but through numbers, patience, and tactics. The lion rises. His posture is firm. His look is cool and calm. He steps forward to clearly show his intention to defend his territory. Some hyenas disperse, but they do not flee. Others begin to orbit from opposite directions, not aggressively, but simply by changing the space, longer than usual. The leader suddenly steps forward and stands at close range with the lion. No loud noise, just a determined look, a gesture of confirmation. Behind her, the entire pack holds the formation like a wall. Narrowing the space around the prey. The lion hesitates. He knows he can fight. He knows he can kill. But he also knows that the hyenas are many, and they are patient. The sun is just above the horizon and bathes the savannah in a bright orange. The wind carries the smell of dust, the remaining warmth, and the traces of a long, hard day. The pack of hyenas has now surrounded the last food. There is no lion anymore, no border, no suspicious look, only the gentle breathing, the steps that come together, and the peace after waiting. They do not pounce on their prey like hungry animals. They approach in their usual cooperation, one after the other, in their place, in their role. The larger individuals take care of the thicker meat. The smaller ones slip into the most hidden corners. Nobody argues. Their survival instinct is that of a society with order. As darkness falls over the savannah and life comes to a halt after a long, hard day, another process begins: reproduction. In the world of hyenas, reproduction is not only instinct, but also a unique evolutionary miracle. The spotted hyena is the only mammal in which the female has an external reproductive organ that is very similar to that of the male, due to high testosterone levels. This has baffled science and also caused nature to take a step back. And observe more closely. In contrast to most other species, females are dominant in hyenas. They are bigger, stronger, and lead the pack. Even reproduction bears the traces of this power. The reproductive process and birth in hyenas is a real challenge, both biologically and in terms of survival. Due to the special structure of the reproductive organ, childbirth can be very difficult. Even dangerous. This is the way nature selects the strongest individuals from the beginning. Only the most resilient mothers survive the birth. Only the strongest cubs survive the first days. Females often give birth in a deep, hidden burrow system, which is often an old cave that has been rebuilt or taken over by other animals. Within the cave, the young animals remain hidden in complete darkness for the first few weeks, protected from the eyes of predators and external dangers. The darkness is their shield. The burrow is their fortress. A mother gives birth to only 1 to 3 young per litter, and as soon as they open their eyes, the little ones have a competitive instinct, not just to survive, but also to reach the top. Competition begins early among the young animals of the same litter. They fight to get closer to their mother, to get the milk, and to maintain their position. The strongest animal grows faster, leaves the hiding place earlier, and learns to chew the first pieces of bone from the prey that the mother brings back. From there, they are gradually taken out, integrated into the community, and learn the skills of following the herd and interpreting the signals of the older animals. Each hyena cub is the result of rigorous selection, from birth to survival in hiding, to hunting with its mother, and finally, entry into the harsh survival chain of the savannah. Not every animal grows up, but the survivors will continue to play a role in the silent but essential cycle of the savannah. Cleaning up, restoring, and prolonging life. Under the dim moonlight, a mother hyena stands at the entrance to her hiding place, listening to the sounds inside. Small, weak calls. She does not have to see. She knows that life goes on in silence. And in the arid world's very own way, as night falls over the savannah, the vast, endless grasslands of Africa, the sounds of day slowly fade away. The clatter of the antelope's hooves moves away towards the horizon. The lions retreat quietly into the darkness after a hard day of hunting. The hyenas divided the rest of the prey among themselves. A gazelle carcass lies silently on the ground in the shadow of decay. But the savanna never sleeps. When life pauses for a moment, a new cycle begins quietly and unnoticed. Flies, larvae, bacteria, another force, small, nameless, but indispensable, prepares to begin its service. They are the tiny workers, dung beetles, ants, flies, maggots, bacteria, and fungi. However, these creatures, almost invisible to humans, are the last and essential link in the closed cycle of life in the wild. The gentle waves of the water reflect the light of the sky, surrounded by a quiet landscape. Only the sound of the wind blowing through the reeds on the shore breaks the silence. From the high sky, large birds appear, flying in quiet circles as if scanning the ground below. They are the vultures, the guardians of the biological order of this grassland. These birds land on the ground with a smooth and precise movement. The African white-backed vulture, with its light brown plumage, characteristic bare head, and sharp eyes, slowly approaches the gazelle carcass.
Sicht ist ein Instinkt, der ihnen hilft, in dieser sich ständig verändernden Wildnis zu überleben. Ihre spezialisierten Schnäbel berühren den Körper des Tieres, und eines nach dem anderen beginnen die Geier ihre Arbeit. Sie stören die Szene nicht, sondern wirken, als ob sie ein von der Natur schon lange vorbereitetes Ritual ausführen. Die weichen Körperteile verschwinden nach und nach unter der
They do not
Geschicklichkeit der
rush.
verschiedenen
The whole
Geierarten.
pack stands nearby and watches. They feel the rhythm of earth and sky and listen for any unusual sounds that might indicate the appearance of another predator. Caution is an instinct that helps them survive in this ever-changing wilderness. Their specialized beaks touch the animal's body, and one by one, the vultures begin their work. They do not disturb the scene, but appear as if they are carrying out a ritual that nature has long prepared. The soft body parts gradually disappear under the skill of the different vulture species. Everyone has their own role in this process. The griffon vulture, with its long neck and powerful beak, gently cleans the internal parts. Smaller vultures, such as the Ruppel's vulture, focus on places that the larger ones cannot reach. Every action follows an orderly process, like a team of experts carrying out biological cleanup. The wind continues to blow steadily, accompanied by the rustling of the vulture's wings touching the dry grass and the quiet footsteps on the damp ground. Each individual works in unison, precisely enough to accomplish their task without creating chaos. A special feature of vultures is their exceptional and reliable digestive ability. The stomachs of these birds contain very strong acids that are capable of breaking down pathogens that other animals cannot process. In this way, vultures prevent their habitats from being contaminated by dangerous pathogens such as anthrax or decomposition bacteria. Their role in the ecosystem is almost indispensable. They are the last biological layer of protection that stops the cycle of disease. The image of the vulture's naked head and neck is a trait that helps them keep themselves clean while eating. Their hard, curved beak is also incredibly flexible, helping them reach the necessary places without disturbing other species. Every movement has a purpose, and there is no waste. After a short time, the gazelle's body seems to have completely merged with nature. The remaining white skeleton looks as if it had been blown through by the wind, lying quietly under the afternoon light. The vultures, after completing their work, take off quietly and return to the sky. The atmosphere becomes quiet again. Only footprints in the ground and the bent blades of grass testify to the silent natural activity that has come to an end. There is no cruelty, no competition throughout the entire process. Every vulture comes at the right time and goes at the right time. Their serenity reflects the wisdom that nature has accumulated over millions of years of evolution. They do not destroy life. They are an essential part of it. That life goes on. The vulture is a bird with a unique ecological role, but few people know that it also has a very special reproductive strategy: slow, consistent, and closely linked to the stability of its living environment. Unlike many bird species that produce many offspring in short seasonal periods, vultures invest more in quality than quantity, reflecting a strict but wise lifestyle. Live slowly to survive long. The courtship ritual of the vultures is not magnificent, without melodious singing or showy dances. Instead, they show their bond through gentle gestures, such as scratching their beaks, grooming each other's feathers, or flying together around their nesting area. These signs demonstrate trust and constancy, a relationship that serves not only for reproduction, but also for caring for offspring together and surviving the challenges of nature. Vultures' nests are often built in high places, on rocks, the tops of old trees, or even on man-made structures, such as power poles or telecommunications towers. They choose places with a wide view in order to be able to observe the surroundings well and to avoid the approach of predators. The nest is lined with dry twigs, leaves, feathers, and other soft materials to keep the eggs and young warm. The female lays only one egg per reproduction. This is a big difference from many bird species that lay several eggs in one breeding season. The egg is cloudy white and oval, and both the father and mother take turns incubating it, which takes about 50 to 60 days, depending on the species. During this time, one vulture always stays in the nest, while the other goes out to search for food. They work closely together, and parental roles are shared fairly. When the egg hatches, the chick is born as a small, naked creature with blurry vision. The first weeks of life are an extremely fragile phase. Parents must be very careful, keeping the chick warm, offering it food from the crop, and protecting it from the scorching sun, cold wind, and predators. The chick grows slowly. After about 3 months, it begins to develop feathers and practice flapping its wings. During this time, the parents continue to provide the chick with regular food and teach it to observe the sky, react to danger, and sometimes how to visually locate carcasses from a distance, an essential survival skill for scavengers. At 4 to 5 months, the chick begins to leave the nest, fly, and become independent. However, It can stay with its parents for a while to learn further foraging skills. From the time the eggs are laid to full adulthood, this process can take up to 6 months, and each year a pair of vultures produces only one chick. This slow reproductive strategy makes the vultures vulnerable to environmental changes, a year of crop failure, a prolonged drought, or the loss of the nest due to deforestation, forest fires, or construction activities. All of this can interrupt reproduction. In addition, due to the low reproductive rate, if the chick does not survive, the pair does not have a second chance that year. When a pair of vultures cares for their young, it is an act of hope that there is still room in this world for beings who choose a quiet, patient, and steady path in life, and that nature still leaves room for life to continue in silence as its wide wings glide gently through the wild sky. The cycle of the savanna is ancient, it is brutal, it is beautiful, and it is essential. Every creature has a role. The marabou stork cleans the remains that others leave behind. The hyena breaks the bones that no one else can crush. The vulture digests the pathogens that would otherwise spread disease. The insects and bacteria complete the final transformation, turning death back into life. Without these silent cleaners, the savanna would be a graveyard. Disease would spread. The land would become poisoned. The herds would die. The predators would starve. But the cleaners are there. They have always been there. They have been doing their work for millions of years. They will continue to do their work for millions more. They do not ask for thanks. They do not seek recognition. They do not need applause. They only need to be left alone, to continue their ancient task, to keep the circle turning. The sun sets over the savanna. The marabou stork stands alone in the fading light. The hyenas retreat to their den. The vultures return to their roosts. Another day ends. Another carcass is consumed. Another cycle is completed. And tomorrow, the sun will rise again. The herds will graze. The predators will hunt. The cleaners will clean. The circle of life in the African savanna continues, as it always has, as it always will. The silent cleaners are not heroes. They are not villains. They are simply necessary, and that is enough. On the inhospitable plains of Kenya, a family of baboons is forced to face a lion, the dominant predator of the savanna. Will intelligence and unity be enough to help them survive this brutal confrontation? Dawn spreads slowly across the Kenyan savanna. The first light does not burst in strongly, but gradually filters onto the ground, revealing every dry crack of the African savanna. This is a land of extremes, where life exists on a fragile frontier between abundance and scarcity. Kenya extends from vast grasslands to riverine forests, from humid swamps to windswept highlands. Each landscape is a world in itself, shaped by climate, water, and time. This diversity has created one of the richest ecosystems on the planet, at the boundary where the savanna meets the riverine forest. A community of primates slowly awakens. This is the Mbear baboon family. One of the largest troops in this region. As the morning sunlight filters through the sparse canopy, echoes of deep, hoarse calls announce the beginning of a new day. Baboons are among the most socially complex primates in Africa. The Mbere family is organized with a clear hierarchy. The dominant male occupies the highest position, but it is the females who remain united to the troop for life that form the stable foundation of the community. Each individual knows its place, and all interactions follow invisible but rigid rules. During the day, the troop moves across the ground, searching for food at the forest edges and open grasslands. They dig up roots, search for tubers, collect fruits, and capture insects. Their remarkable adaptability allows baboons to survive in a wide variety of environments. From dense forests and savannas to semi-desert regions. But Kenya is not always generous. When the dry season extends, fruit disappears and insects become scarce. The Mbere family begins to seek other food sources, richer in energy, but also more dangerous. A young antelope separated from its herd becomes their target. For the baboons, this is not an act of cruelty, but a survival strategy. Meat provides valuable energy that helps the entire troop endure the harshest period of the year. However, danger does not only come from hunger. The territory where the Mbere family lives, with its water sources and trees that provide shelter, is an invaluable asset, and on the Kenyan savannah, any unusual movement can be the beginning of a tragedy. A pack of African wild dogs enters the Mbere family's feeding area, without growls, without displays of force. They move cautiously, disperse, and close the circle in silence. Each individual knows its position, a tactic perfected over thousands of hunts. The moment they are detected, Everything
En el momento
happens
en que
too
son
fast.
detectados, todo sucede demasiado rápido.
The hunt is over. On the Kenyan savannah, there is no place for mourning. Only the heavy silence of the survivors. For African wild dogs, baboons are not ideal prey, but they are opportunistic prey. When antelopes are scarce, when the dry season extends, any creature that moves on the ground, lives in groups, and can be separated from its troop becomes a target. Baboon intelligence is not always enough to resist perfectly coordinated group hunting tactics. On this harsh land of Kenya, wild dogs do not hunt out of savagery, but because they must do so to survive. And for the Mbear baboon family, the price of survival is sometimes loss itself, because here each passing day is a gamble, and not everyone can always return. While the sun rises over the Kenyan savannah, the true rulers of the plains continue to rest. Hidden in the shade of the thorny acacia bushes, a pride of lions lies motionless, conserving energy for the hunt when temperatures drop. Lions are the only large felines that live in social groups. A pride is usually made up of related females, their cubs, and one or several adult males whose function is to defend the territory. This close cooperation allows them to bring down prey much larger than themselves. In this family, the females are the primary hunters. They move silently through the tall grass, coordinating to surround the prey from multiple directions. Their superior night vision makes lions especially dangerous at dusk. The male, with his thick mane and powerful body, participates in the hunt less frequently. His function is to protect the pride from rivals, both other male lions and competing predators like hyenas. His presence is a shield for the entire group. The lion's usual prey are antelopes, zebras, and buffalo, but on the Kenyan savannah, opportunities are rarely passed up. When hungry, lions are willing to hunt smaller prey, including baboons, if they stray from their troop in a moment of carelessness. The presence of a lion pride is not only a cause for fear for other species. By hunting the weak, the old, or the young, they keep prey populations healthy and prevent the savanna from becoming overpopulated. In nature, predators are also guardians of balance. On the open plains of Kenya, where there is no room for mistakes, another predator appears. Not as powerful as the lion, not as mysterious as the leopard, the cheetah was born to run. Its slender body, long legs, and flexible spine allow it to accelerate from a standstill to nearly 100 kilometers per hour in just a few seconds. Its semi-retractable claws provide better traction, while its long tail helps it maintain balance when changing direction at high speed. Unlike many other large cats, the cheetah hunts during the day. Daylight allows it to spot its prey from a distance while also helping it avoid stronger predators like lions and hyenas. Animals always ready to steal its kill. The cheetah's preferred prey are small, fast animals. Young antelopes, hares, and sometimes young baboons. The cheetah is more fragile than it appears. It is not strong enough to defend its prey from lions or hyenas. And is often forced to eat quickly or flee. For that reason, every successful hunt is a matter of survival. Hidden in the shade of the trees at the forest edge, the leopard observes the world in its own way. Today, hunger forces it to take risks. In daylight, every movement is easier to detect, and every mistake has a price. The leopard crawls through the grass with its body pressed to the ground. Its target is the Ember baboon family, searching for food near the forest edge. For a leopard, baboons are difficult prey, intelligent, alert, and always near shelter. The distance shortens, but it is discovered, and the leopard is forced to retreat. In daylight, the element of surprise, its greatest weapon, has disappeared. The hunger remains. It moves into the open forest where impalas graze peacefully.
Sin ruido. Sin prisas. Solo con absoluta paciencia. Esta vez, todo sucede en silencio.
No noise, no rush, only absolute patience. This time, everything happens in silence. A precise leap, the impala collapses almost before it can react. At last, the leopard succeeds. With its prey in its jaws, it drags the carcass to a tall tree, safe from the scavengers on the ground. There, among the leaves and shadow, the hunter of darkness finally finds rest. On the Kenyan savannah, the strongest do not always prevail. Only those who know how to adapt can survive. And for the leopard, silence itself is power. When the first rains of the season begin to move northward, the entire Kenyan savannah trembles, not from earthquakes, but from the movement of millions of living beings. From the distant horizon, herds of wildebeest and zebras appear. They move ceaselessly. Group after group, forming a vast river of life. The greatest land migration on the planet. The zebras lead the way with exceptional memory. They remember the location of water sources and the green pastures that remain after the brief rains. Their black and white stripes are not only unique marks for each individual, but also create an optical illusion that makes it difficult for predators to identify prey amid the chaotic movement. The wildebeest follow. Millions of individuals moving almost in unison, guided by ancestral instincts. The ability to perceive the smell of rain and humidity from dozens of kilometers away. The sound of hooves striking the hardened earth rumbles like thunder. The constant rhythm of a journey that cannot be delayed. Migration is not just about finding food, it is a gamble for survival. Along the journey, danger is always present. Lions, leopards, and hyenas stalk the herds. waiting for weak, old, or young individuals. The rivers become lines between life and death, where crocodiles lie hidden beneath the murky waters, waiting for the moment when the herds try to cross. But unity is strength. Although some fall every day, the migration continues because the light on it. The dung and carcasses nourish the soil. Fresh grass grows, and other life forms follow. Without the migration, the savanna would lose its ancient rhythm of balance. From above, the migrating mass appears as a moving carpet, without a leader, without a fixed destination. Only instinct, memory, and time. And while the herds of wildebeest and zebras continue their march, they do not merely move through space, they sustain life across all the land of Kenya. As the massive migration gradually disappears on the horizon, the Kenyan savanna slows down. The rivers flow into low basins, the grasslands become wetlands, the reeds grow dense, and the landscape becomes so silent that even the slightest movement stands out clearly. Here, life does not compete against time. It waits for it. In the midst of these wetlands, the shoebill stork remains motionless, standing almost 1.5 meters tall with an enormous shoe-shaped beak. This bird seems to come from a distant era. Its ash-gray plumage allows it to blend with the reeds, while its cold, sharp eyes do not stray for a moment from the water's surface. Unlike many other birds, shoebills live in solitude and only gather during the breeding season. They defend their territories in silence, more with their silent presence than with conflict. The shoebill's role goes far beyond the image of a predator. By controlling fish populations and aquatic organisms, they help maintain the balance of wetland ecosystems. Where shoebills still exist, the aquatic environment remains healthy enough to sustain life. But Kenya's wetlands are gradually shrinking. Water patterns are changing, and humans are drawing closer. With its slow pace of life and strict environmental requirements, the shoebill has become a fragile indicator of the state of nature. In the stillness of the reeds, that ancient bird remains there, watching in silence. A witness of the past and perhaps a reminder of the future of Africa's wetlands. From the vast savannas to the tranquil wetlands, Kenya emerges as a vivid portrait of the wild. There, all living beings, from the intelligent baboon family, the silent predators like lions, cheetahs, and leopards, to the herds of wildebeest and zebras in their great migration, are united by close relationships of survival. No species exists alone. Every act of predation, every movement, every moment of failure or success contributes to maintaining the fragile balance of the ecosystem. Predators keep prey populations healthy. Migrating herds nourish the grasslands. And in the quiet waters, shoebills silently safeguard the order of the wetland world. But this delicate system is not immutable. Human expansion, farmland, roads, water extraction is altering ancient cycles. Migration routes are being cut off, wetlands are shrinking, and food sources and habitats are gradually disappearing. When one species declines, the entire web of life around it begins to falter. Protecting the environment is not just about protecting wildlife. It is about protecting the invisible connections that have sustained life on this planet for millions of years. It is about keeping the migrations in motion, ensuring that predators still have places to hunt, and preserving wetlands with enough tranquility to nurture life. Today, Kenya continues to resonate with the breath of nature. But that breath is more fragile than we think. The future of the savannah, the forests, the wetlands, and of humanity itself depends on the decisions we make right now. Because when nature is protected, life continues. And when life continues, this planet still has the chance to tell great wild stories like this to generations to come.